Hello, Miss Morgan. So we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, the down and dirty. Yeah, don't you wish? Haha. Of this Facebook stuff. I'm going to talk fast, like I always do. As I'm doing this, you need to be aware that Facebook is really picky about a number of things. So I'll do my best to run you through those things too. So first things first, you log into your personal Facebook page. You go to Create Ads. Maybe this next week we can go through this together. We'll sit down. I think part of what we should do is go down, sit side by side with two computers, and attack your website and get it done over one day or a couple of days, whatever it is. But we can also go through some Facebook stuff about boosts, videos, and that sort of thing. But right now we're just going to focus on getting you an ad out there right now in your community for your event. So what you want to do is you want to send people to your website. You click on that, and then you enter the URL specifically. So when they click on the picture or the text, it'll bring them to, here it is, Get Connected Perfect Storm. So I'm going to name this Morgan Example Ad. And this is just the name, so later on down the road you can find it in the list of the other campaigns that you're doing. Now, location, you can type in your zip code here, but according to Matthew Loop and a couple of other things I've read, for some reason, when you type in your zip code, Facebook will charge you more per click. And that's what we're doing, by the way, is we are doing the pay per click. So it doesn't matter how many people see the ad, meaning as far as you paying for it, it might go on thousands of people's news feeds, but you don't pay for any of it until they actually click on it and go to your website. So when you type in your zip code, it's too much. So you type in your town name, and what that does is for some reason you pay less per click. You want to make this typically as broad as possible. The more broad your audience, the less pay per click you have, and obviously the greater reach that you have. There's some specific ads, I suppose, that you'd really want to narrow down. You can do that by detailing down here. This, I think, for you is probably pretty good. I'm going to change this one, though, to 15 miles. And it didn't. Haha, 15 miles. 15, enter. There we go. According to everyone, right, women make all the healthcare decisions for their families. And so I've been beta testing some ads to see who's clicking on what. I think I shared that with you the other day when we spoke on the phone, thinking that women would far outperform men in the category of clicking on our autism and perfect storm ads. But what I found is they're about equal. But what I don't know is I haven't, like with Gina and some of the other people I'm helping here, we haven't posted on the community. I think everyone's just picking women, but it'd be interesting to see once registrations come in, like if you had 1,000 clicks and 30 registrations, out of those 1,000 clicks, let's say 500 were men, 500 were women, that bring you to the website in order to register, then break it down. Okay, out of those 500 of men and women to 30 registrants, what percentage by gender signed up? And it could be women a ton, but I think you leave it wide open. And this too, I'm saying 22. Again, are there a lot of 22-year-olds with kids with autism? Maybe not. Are there a lot of 22-year-olds who have siblings who have autism? Absolutely. So let's leave that open. Again, you could really narrow this down. When you create your Facebook ad, you put your interest in that stuff in there. So you can create specificity with this. I don't know if colic would be one or not. Horse colic, baby colic. And again, this will only then show up on the news feeds of people who have that as interests. I don't think it's appropriate for that. We want to get as many people looking at this as possible. I mean, even grandma may have a grandkiddo who's got autism, so we want that to show up on her page too. Right now we have a daily budget of 20. This is going to show us the estimated reach. We're going to change it to $5, and here's why. Several people have told me, Luke, Dave Jackson, that sort of thing, that Facebook gets greedy. If you start putting more money in here, so like for example, right now, in your area, the two ads I'm running for you are costing about 31 cents per click. The ads in my area are about 21 cents per click. In Gina's area in South St. Paul, 18 cents per click. And what happens is it depends upon the competition, what the other competition is doing, how many people are doing Facebook ads in your community. The higher the number, the higher the pay per click. But what Facebook also does is, for some reason, the more you spend in a day, the more they know that, hey, you got money, and so they charge you more per click. So what you can do is just run the ad like this, and maybe like the last several days or last week, then boost it, or excuse me, then increase it. Like Tuesday and Wednesday, let's go to $25 a day, and then it'll tell you, wow, there's a much greater reach. So we're gonna do $5 just for now. Leave this all the same, and you can schedule your ad so you don't forget about it. We want to run it all the time, or we want to run it as schedule. Again, we can run it at certain times, but let's not do that because, again, you're not paying for the ad that's running at 3 in the morning. So why have a scheduled time? So you could schedule like the most popular times on Facebook or whatever, like 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. when people get up, around noontime or around lunchtime, and then after work, but we don't need to do that. So we're going to call this Morgan 22 to 65-year-olds. Single image is the best. Facebook is incredibly particular about the size of your pictures. They did add a cropping tool recently. So we're going to upload an image, only do a single image. So we're going to choose this. Let's choose this one. Morgan kicking back by the tree. Now, you see this has got a exclamation point. It says, this is a shitty image. It's not going to work. So let's crop it. That's the size that you can use. So it's like, oh, that sucks. I don't want that size. I want the entire thing on there, but you can only use this much. So let me show you this real quick. I've got a program that I have used in the past, which I've created several Facebook ads for, including ones for you. So we're going to go new design. We're going to custom size. Oops, let me hit the wrong button there. Go back. New design, Facebook. I'm going to choose an ad, and it's going to, this now will be, this template that you see is the exact size that Facebook wants for ads. So we're going to select that file of you, kick it back against the tree. Now it's not going to stretch it and modify it. It's just going to say, here's the template. You need to do something with this in order to make it fit. So that's it right there. So I can cut this. I can put a background back here. Whatever. You see my point. And then we say that this is a bad example, but we can create all kinds of stuff on this specific for Facebook, because when you go back to these things, like this one, for example, the one I created for you, is I cut your picture out and then I placed it here, and then this is the exact size that we need. But this picture of you never would have worked on Facebook. Facebook ads would have been cropped too much. So when we're doing ads, whether it be your ads, my ads, anyone else's ads, let me know if you need help with that, and I can put them into my program here and run some stuff. So I'm going to do whatever. Let's just say this one. This one's going to fit pretty well, just because it's a horizontal picture naturally. And again, you can't add text to the picture. You can't modify it other than cropping it a little bit like this. But you cannot put autism. That all has to be done before that time. Single image. There it is. Boom. Facebook page. You choose your business page. Now your headline is what's going to show up down here. Morgan is freaking awesome. And that'll show up down here. The text is what's going to be up here. So let's just go, and I've got, you know, the Facebook ads I'm running for you. There it is, Morgan. It's freaking awesome. I've taken the information from Tony Evil's webinars that we've done on this. If you need to let me know, I can copy and paste it and give it to you. But that is going to be the text that's going to be shared up here. Now, what this is telling you is it's too long. You can't really use 2 exclamation points, that sort of stuff, which is fine because this is just an example. But there it is. That's what the people are going to see. Now, this is the desktop feed, mobile feed. This is what it's going to look like. Instagram. It won't show up on Instagram because the caption's too long. So if I go in here, and again, we don't have a lot of Instagram usage in my area yet, besides the kiddos. But maybe you guys do. So we're almost done here. Now, Facebook is very, very particular with these pictures too, size-wise, but also content-wise on the photo. So if you've got a photo and you've got text on here of any sorts, any words, if you add up the total space of the text, it cannot be more than 20% of this overall image. So if you look at this divided into a quarter, you know, quarters, only about 1/4 of this could be text grand total. The other thing is Facebook doesn't allow like body images that are disturbing. So if someone's got low back pain, someone holding on to their low back, or you know, grabbing their head for a headache, or whatever, I wouldn't be surprised that they wouldn't allow babies crying because they don't want to upset people. The other thing they don't want is you to personalize this. If you notice the ad that I created for you, it said autism, sensory spectrum disorder, colic, question mark, question mark, question mark. It didn't say, hey, does your child suffer from autism? Because if you put that there, Facebook will deny your ad. You're targeting people, you're making them feel bad. So if you don't say, does your child suffer from autism? If you just say autism question mark or know others with autism, they'd probably okay that. Here's what it looks like, the desktop feed, the news feed, mobile site, which is probably the most important. There's your Instagram account. Aww. And then you place your order. Now, they review these. They review the pictures to make sure that they're appropriate. They're not, naughty. They don't have people again holding their backs. You can't do before and after pictures, by the way. Like, hey, here's you before, here's you after. Can't do that. Facebook doesn't like that because it makes other people feel bad about themselves, apparently. And also the amount of text that's on there. They also review your headlines as well as your information you put in there. Now your order has been placed. Now keep an eye on this because what will happen either in your email or a little bit later you can check in your, I'll show you where you can check this stuff. It'll either be okayed or denied. If it's denied, let me know because then we'll go through it and figure out why. If it's okay, then it starts to run. Sometimes this is instantly. I don't think there's many people right now doing Facebook ads at this time of the morning. Later on in the afternoon, it might take up to an hour to see this. So what you can do then, when you're all done, you go back into this. And by the way, on your phone, if you got an Apple, you can get suggest this Facebook ads app that allows you to track your ads and see the results. So we created an ad. Now we're going to manage ads. This is the one I'm running right now. For me, it's a testimonial. I'm trying to see if I can edit. I just wanted to show you this quick. Just an idea that I had that it's getting some nice clickage at least. Well, I'll show it to you some other time. But what's nice is when you have your ads running, you can create a bunch of ads, Morgan. Like, again, I know you don't want to do condition-based marketing, but whatever. Facebook ad on colic, Facebook ad on ear infections, Facebook ad on perfect storm, Facebook ad on whatever you want. You can create them, but then at any time, like this one, for example, I can go in. This campaign's on. You know what? I've been running this for the last week. I want to shut it off, and I want to concentrate on ear infections this week. Then you go back into your other ad that's not running. You find it's already been created. You don't need to recreate it again. You go back in and you turn it back on. So go back to manage ads. This is telling me what I've been spending over the last several days on ads. So this is mine right now. See, I'm paying 16 cents per click for mine. And see, this isn't, I like my Facebook app on my phone much better because it gives me much more detailed results quicker than this does. So, but anyway, here's your ad with the boy with the umbrella, and then the other ad that we've got running for you is the one with your face. Somewhere in here. And I'm going to look at my ads manager. So the one that's light blue, that has the picture of you with autism, that sort of thing, in the light blue background, we've got 56 clicks on in the last 3 days. And the other one with the boy with the umbrella, 61 clicks. So that's what I got. If you want to create a Facebook ad, please do it, and then let me know and take some screenshots or whatever and send it to me, please. Thanks.